Many of us carry regrets throughout our lives. Perhaps you've caught yourself thinking, I wish I had dared to say how I really felt. People say things they don't mean. Mistakes happen. Yet, as painful as regrets can be, they often play a vital role in our growth. They teach us humility, compassion, and wisdom, guiding us toward greater maturity and a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. It is painful to revisit the events that bring back feelings of guilt, unfairness, or mistakes made. We may question why we acted or failed to act in a certain way. Sometimes we replay those moments in our minds, imagining how different things might have been if we had chosen another path. This process can easily lead to emotional exhaustion if we dwell only on the pain. The next question we often ask ourselves is, what now? What can I do with this regret? When regret fills our thoughts, it can leave us feeling empty, unfocused, or lost. The emptiness often reflects our struggle to face the consequences of our actions. Yet it's precisely through that confrontation that we can find meaning, and even healing. Avoiding regret, or trying to erase it, only deepens the sense of incompleteness. To deal with regret healthily, we must first allow ourselves to feel it, to sit quietly with our discomfort, and listen to what it is trying to tell us. Understanding the nature of regret is helpful to us. Regret is a universal emotion that signals self-awareness. It means we recognize that something we did, or didn't do, affected our lives or someone else's in a way we wish had been different. In that sense, regret is a teacher. It reminds us that we care, that we are capable of reflection and empathy. Without regret, there would be little growth or moral learning. However, regret becomes destructive when it turns into self-punishment. Many people, especially as they grow older, look back on life and focus too much on what could have been. But life was never meant to be lived backward. The past exists as a lesson, not a life sentence. What matters is not the mistakes we made, but how we integrate them into the wisdom of who we are today. It is important to be aware of ways to manage our regrets. I practice the steps below to help me face my regrets. Acknowledge the regret honestly. Denying or suppressing regret keeps us trapped in confusion. A simple act like writing about what happened, or speaking it aloud to someone we trust, helps transform it from a haunting memory into a story with meaning. Take responsibility, but release self-blame. Regret asks us to recognize our role, but not to live forever in guilt. We must remember that at any moment in our lives, we acted with the awareness, knowledge, and emotional maturity we had then. We grow through those imperfect choices. Make amends where possible. Sometimes, we can reach out to those we have hurt, apologize, or clarify any misunderstandings. Other times, circumstances no longer allow that. In such cases, symbolic acts as writing a letter never sent, praying, or performing a gesture of kindness in someone's honor can restore emotional balance. Learn the lesson. Every regret carries a hidden lesson about our values, needs, and limitations. Reflect on what the experience taught you about courage, communication, patience, or compassion. Turning regret into learning transforms pain into wisdom. Practice self-forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves is often harder than forgiving others. Yet it is the only way to be at peace. Self-forgiveness doesn't mean denying responsibility. It means understanding our humanity and releasing the burden of shame. Over time, many discover that regret has a hidden gift. It deepens our capacity to love and to understand others. When we have felt the sting of our own mistakes, we become less judgmental of others' shortcomings. We realize how fragile and complex life is, and how important it is to express love, gratitude, and honesty while we can. Regret can also awaken gratitude. When we look back and see how far we have come, we often recognize that some of our wrong turns led us to unexpected blessings, relationships, insights, or opportunities we might never have encountered otherwise. As we age, regrets can lose their sharp edge. They become softer, woven into the fabric of our stories. Each one becomes a reminder of how deeply we have lived. To live without regret is impossible. To live peacefully with it is an art. In the end, regret is not our enemy. It is a mirror showing us our growth and our humanity. We can thank it for its lessons, forgive ourselves for our imperfections, and move forward with renewed compassion and clarity. Regret and resilience in later life. As we grow older, we often have the gift of perspective. What once seemed unbearable can now be seen as a necessary step toward wisdom. Regret becomes a quiet teacher rather than a harsh critic. When we allow ourselves to experience regret, it can deepen our understanding of life. Instead of creating tension, it can encourage self-reflection, growth, and greater compassion. It reminds us of how much we have learned, how far we have traveled, and how capable we are of renewal at any stage of life. By embracing regret with acceptance instead of resistance, we strengthen our emotional resilience. We learn to let go, to cherish the present moment, and to live the rest of our lives not with sorrow for what was, but with gratitude for what still can be.